I have to say, I'm one of the lucky people that got to see The Wedding Singer here in Melbourne before COVID unfortunately
Ah,
shut everything down. And I have to say, congratulations, because it is such a fantastic show.
thank you. It is. It's a bit outrageous, isn't it? It's so much fun, and I think exactly what the world needs right now.
Exactly, and it was one of those shows that when the night that I went along to see it, people were clapping along, they were singing along to some of the songs that they knew. How much fun has it been for you to be part of a production that has been loved by people so much right around the world?
Yeah, it's been. It feels like it might sound silly, but it feels like an honour to be a part of. Really, I think coming out of a time, or I suppose we're still in it, but to start rehearsing something as fun and as joyful and getting to be that creative, I feel incredibly lucky to then get on stage and give that gift to the audiences, just to give that joy back to them that we had missed out on for so long during the last 2 years. It's been it's been pretty special. So I feel very, very lucky.
And how does it feel for you as a performer to get that start here in Melbourne and then have the production have to stop and go on hold, but now come back in January? Was that a weird kind of thing for you as a performer to go through?
Yeah, it really is. I think it's that it was such a lucky sort of thing to then get the show after having so much time off, and then to put it on stage and then sort of know what is happening and sort of see it around the country that it was possible that it was going to be locked down, or in Melbourne we were going to be locked down again, and then we never made it to Sydney. So to then have that happen and be so sort of devastated about that, but so resilient, because that as artists and as musical theatre, it happens to us all the time anyway. A show closes and then you sort of wait for the next thing to sort of happen and come along. But then to come back into a room 5 months or 6 months later, I think, from when we were supposed to be in Sydney last time, to then be back rehearsing, knowing that we're finally getting the chance to get up there, like, what a gift, really. And then also to come back and rehearse it and do change little things that didn't work as well as we thought last time. So it's good. It's really great to be back in the room and finding and discovering new things. It's a blessing, really.
Yeah, that was actually my next question. What's that been like coming back to rehearse? Do you go right back to the start and rehearse from the very start again, or do you kind of pick it up from where you were because of the fact that you have already performed it on stage? That must make rehearsals a little bit strange as well.
Yeah, it's really interesting because we've got a couple of new people. So we had 4 new people join the company because other people left to do other shows. So we had to obviously teach them from the start. But as I said, the creatives came back with a different point of view, that they wanted to get some different, or to add some changes and different things in. So we did start at the start. We started literally from the wedding day, the first song. And we went through and we tweaked a few things, and what are we at, a week and a bit now, and we've started to just run the show. And put it back on its feet with all the new changes. So yeah, it's different. It's different, and it's a 2.0 we're calling it, so even better than last time.
Yeah. So Teagan, for the people out there that haven't been lucky enough to see the show, tell us a little bit about the character that you play.
So I play Julia, which from the movie is the Drew Barrymore character. So she is an optimist. She just wants to get married. That is what she has wanted her entire life. She wants the wedding. She's in love with, or she's engaged to Glenn Goulia, played by Stephen May. And it's not a great relationship. So she eventually meets Robbie, and they sort of fall in love, or they become best friends, and they realise that they're both in terrible relationships and fall in love. So it's your classic sort of love story, 2 best friends finding each other and realising that they're meant to be together. So yeah, it's lovely.
Now thinking back a little bit now because of everything that's happened, but how did you first go about getting this role, and what was that like the moment that you found out that you were going to be part of the cast of The Wedding Singer?
So it was December 2020 when the brief came out, which I think the producer had already put the brief out during the year and it had sort of been cancelled, and then it came out again knowing that we were going to start in March 2021, sorry. So we, because of COVID times, we actually had to put down a video. That was our first audition, which is quite different to normal, or how we would normally audition. So it was a self-tape that you had to do at home. That went to the creative team, and then we eventually were allowed to come in to an audition room and audition from there. So we got matched with different people, and then I think it was the very next day that I found out that I was going to be a part of the cast, and that I had scored the role of Julia. So I was just thrilled. Again, it had been sort of 18 months of not working. So yeah, to hear that and to know that we were going to start in March, and I didn't have very long to get that creative spark back. I was thrilled, and thrilled again to be doing it again, of course.
Yeah, definitely. And because it was based on a film, do you then go back and watch the film, or do you... I know for some people when they do a musical based on a film, they actually don't go back and watch the film because they want to just be in the moment with the production that they're on. So what was that like for you? Did you go back and watch the film?
No, I didn't. It actually, funnily enough, when I walked in the door from my final audition, my housemate was like, "Look what's on TV. The Wedding Singer is playing tonight," and I thought that was a nice little omen that it was all gonna happen for me. But no, I didn't watch it again. I had seen it obviously back in the day, but you don't want to. It's so different. A film to what goes on stage. Yes, we're telling the same story, but we didn't want to be carbon copies of Drew Barrymore or Adam Sandler or anything like that. So we're very lucky in this production with Australian creatives to be able to really start from scratch and create our characters ourselves. And there's of course hints of Drew Barrymore and hints of Adam Sandler, but with different writing and different scripts and stuff and original songs. We really got to sort of develop them ourselves and find our own little nuance in the characters, which is great. But
yeah. So tell us a little bit about that creative team that you get to work with, because one of the things that I felt when I walked away from watching the musical in Melbourne was just how spectacular it looked up on the stage. So tell us a little bit about the creative team that you've been able to work with.
Yeah. It's been so very special. They are Aussie creatives, Mikey Ralph, Alistair Smith and Daniel Pucky. So it's not often that we get to create musicals from scratch here. It's usually that we've bought them from overseas and we buy the direction as well, and then we sort of recreate what they've already created on Broadway or in the West End. So it was a really special time to be in a room with the three guys and create what we now have as The Wedding Singer. And they're all just at the top of their game. I mean, the choreography, as you would know, is just insane. And the ensemble and are working, 150,000%. So very hard every single time they hit that stage. So it's just brilliant. And of course our lighting designer and sound design all Aussies as well. So really, really lucky and so great that we get to produce Australian work here ourselves. So it's good. Yeah.
It also felt when I was there that the cast were having a lot of fun, and that really came across to the audience, and I think that helped the audience have fun. Has this been a fun production for you to be part of?
I mean, it is right from day dot. As I said, everyone is working so extremely hard, and I think we all came back into the room feeling really privileged to, get to create, and after our industry was completely sort of shut down, to be one of the lucky people to be back in a room and then performing again. It was not lost on us at all. We really took every day. We never took any day for granted, and always had fun. And I think that joy absolutely gets translated to the audience. And it's a beautiful team. No complaints there at all. It's so one of the funnest shows I've ever been able to work on. So yeah, I feel very, very lucky.
Definitely. Now, we don't talk about spoilers on this show, so no spoilers, but what's your favourite number to perform in this show? Do you have a favourite number?
Oh, my favourite number? Well, for me, I think my favourite one to watch, I'm not actually in it, is Casualty of Love. I think that is really, really clever how that has been put on the stage, like with the choreography and the direction and what's going on there. So that was probably that's my favourite one. I absolutely love that. But for me to perform in, I also love If I Told You, which is a little duet between Robbie and Julia.
Yep.
That's what I love. Yeah, I love performing. That's, it's good. That one's good.
Awesome. Well, Teagan, I cannot wait to go back and see the production when it hits Melbourne again. So I'm wondering, what would you like to say to everybody out there before they go out and grab their tickets for either the Sydney or Melbourne seasons of the show?
Come along. You will not regret it. I promise you'll leave smiling. You'll have the best time. And theatre is an escape for everyone. For all the bad stuff that's happening out there, it'll be a really, really good night. So grab your tickets and come say hi.